Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today's episode we are going to talk about how to level up in life so fast that you wouldn't imagine that you actually did it. But also I'm going to tell you about the side effect that you might find is uncomfortable for you, and you might go back to your old self, so we don't want to do that. Hi, my name is Jay and I'm here to help you to build your dream life based on what I learned in neuroscience, because this is a very important thing in my life and I don't want to waste your time, so let's jump right into it. Leveling up is all about inner work. Before setting the goal you want to achieve, let's fix this step. The first thing we have to do is shift your identity. Write it down, the identity that match with the version you want to become. What is the mindset? What is the belief? What is the routine? What is the habit? And what is the energy of the version of you? How can you show up for yourself in a small but in a real way? You'll be fighting against with your old self for a couple days, or maybe months, or maybe a year. You will find this ruminating because your old self will always hold you back. Your old self hasn't felt ready to change, but you just did the whole thing.
It's uncomfortable. I don't like it.
Yes, you will like it. No, I don't want it. You will be fighting against your old self, just like I do the dialogue. So the best solution I will give it to you is, the first thing, you have to accept whatever the mood you had that day, okay? Distract yourself with something you love, like maybe you love doing some chores, you love reading some books, you love gardening, anything you want. But don't just doom scrolling on social media, because social media will distract you for hours, for a day. It's not good for you. Sorry guys, I'm really sorry. But don't distract on social media, please. Thank you so much. Practice mindfulness is also helpful, like doing meditation and do some breath work. Focus on your zen and the present moment. Identity shifting is the most important when it comes to changing, because your old self is no longer within you. I have a lot of distraction when it comes to shifting identity. My environment doesn't align with me, so I changed the whole thing. Maybe the best way is to move out, or just to change the environment that no longer serves you. I've been in the same situation that shifting identity is very challenging. I need to allow myself and let go the old self to die, which is very painful, in order to becoming the new version of yourself. Number 2, highest self-embodiment. You have to embody the highest person you want to become, just like a great actor become a role. Have you ever wondered about what your higher self's doing, what your higher selves look like? Do you have any thought about your higher self? This is the key, which part is going to fix or hack your brain when you met some situation you can handle. For example, you lost something you can imagine living without. It messes you up in a quiet way. You still laugh, still do your stuff, but deep down, it feels off. You try to move on, but some days still hits out of nowhere. You overthink about your future and you got stressed out. Let's reframe this situation. Ask this following question. How would the highest version of you will handle this situation? Where can I redirect my energy as the highest person of me instead of ruminating? I believe that you will create your own question to these feelings, or maybe to this question, and you can answer this question without feeling guilty, and you can controlling your thought. Your brain will activate a neuroplasticity, which is basically is our brain's superpower. It builds a new pathway to a new reality. I'm not a scientist, but I do enjoy reading a book about neuroscience and learning something about brain. When you start to think differently, you're just physically reshaping your brain to make a new response easier next time. Okay, number 3, don't let the negative pattern controlling you. This often happens to me all the time. When I start to procrastinate, I feel stuck because I feel I don't trust myself enough. If you want to level up, you cannot let your brain think this way. You cannot let your brain has a negative pattern. So how do we fix this? How do we handle the situation? The negative pattern comes from attachment. Attaching ourselves to love, to job, to money, to status. This leads us to a negative pattern. Instead of being abundant, we create the worst scenario that the more we hold on to something we want, the more we're afraid to lose. You feel unworthy because you're attached to love. You're attached on having or obsessing that this love only for you. You didn't care about loving yourself enough. You're seeking some validation towards others. You lost both yourself and the love itself. It's so painful to watch people get attached easily and then they forget who they are. The negative pattern keeps coming back because the version of you still living in the past and stay stuck on the same loop. So when this pattern happens, I want you to do this. Take a deep breath. I have one technique from a doctor. You can also look into it on YouTube. The technique is a 4-7-8 technique where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. This break technique is actually helping people from overcoming their anxiety, but I found this really helpful for me, especially when I have this negative pattern and anxiety. After you take some breath work, you have to acknowledge that these feelings, this negative pattern are not real. You need to acknowledge that these feelings that harming you, and you can say to yourself, it's not true. I know that I'm feeling this sad, upset, and I have this anxiety, but this doesn't define me. I detach all the things that are no longer serving me. I no longer had this feeling. I gave this permission to let go and focus on things I can control. I forgive myself for everything that has been tough for me, and I should be more relaxed on things. I believe in myself and my capability. You can also write it down on your journal or maybe talk to yourself in a mirror. You can also say some affirmation while looking at yourself in the mirror. The doorway effect. Have you heard about the doorway effect? The thing that you walk into another room and then you suddenly forgot why you came. That's the doorway effect. I remember the first time when I went to the gym. I have no friends, nobody knows me. I'm afraid because I'm actually very beginner at the gym. I have anxiety at that moment, but I remember what is my intention that day. I want to become the version I want. I want to be healthy. I want to build my muscle. I ask myself about what is belief, what is the mindset, what is the energy I have to bring in. The moment I walk into the gym, I just switch it up like nobody cares, no one's watching. I'm becoming nobody. I feel so much more confident. I'm leveling up without noticing that I just switch up so fast. That's the kind of thing I would never ever imagine. It's not coming from what I do, but who I've become. So if you're done with this pathway, congratulations, you level up. You step into a new space. Suddenly, the old reason, the old dreams, they don't stay the same. You just walk through these invisible doors. At first, it felt scary, but you step into something bigger that you would never ever imagine. That's how you're changing. Maybe leveling up in life is not to find more about yourself, but to lose what's not really you. Once you do it, what's left feels real and free. It's not coming from what you do, but who you become. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you find this helpful, and I'll see you around. Thank you and see you again. Bye.